what I want to do. That's what you'll see. Tune back in.
Very nice.
How'd you even hear that I wanted or needed glass things? Or how did it come to be?
So my brother is who you were originally talking to, Jeremy.
Okay, Jeremy, yeah.
And he developed, probably about a year ago, he developed Lyme disease. And so he literally doesn't do anything but stay at home. It developed into a chronic neurological condition to where he doesn't even leave his house. He pretty much sits there. But he watches y'all's show all the time. So he calls me up one day when you're sitting here and talking about glass, and he's like, hey, man, this guy over here really seems like he could use your help. And he's telling me a little bit about it and everything else. And he's the one that actually pulled it all together for us.
Wow.
It's crazy.
We love you, Jeremy.
Jeremy, if you're watching, man.
We love you, Jeremy.
He got us in touch, and from there it was just rocking and rolling, man. I've been running non-stop to make all this happen.
That's what Shirley says. He's out. He's
literally, the owners of all these places came together and made all this happen.
Oh my God.
Awesome. Unreal.
That really is awesome.
It's unreal.
So cool.
And I know he expressed earlier, but I still can't express enough. This torch is like, it is great. And the waiting list is serious.
And that would not have happened without Willie and Wally. Willie and Wally are the designers and makers of that torch.
You know these guys?
They stay backed up, bro. So for them to come through and get this torch out here is really a feat.
It's nuts, man. There's so many people that want this. You know, it's
definitely
crazy you're able to pull this off.
So before you apply color or anything to clear, you have to pre-warm it. What I usually look for is the sodium flare caused by the burn off, the off gas. And you two with glasses on, you see how it's like orange coming off it? That's how you know that it's warm enough, when you start seeing that orange flare.
Okay.
You guys are just seeing super bright light, and I apologize for that. So after your tube is preheated, I'm just going to stripe color on. Definitely get a tan.
So can you blow into the pipe, or is that like a bad move?
That's why it's called
Answer that real
glassblowing.
quick.
It's a real good move.
That's why there's a reason they call it glassblowing.
That's awesome.
It's not a bad move.
Well, he answered it real quick.
It was his next step. I love that. Like,
As he
literally
pulled it
about
off to his mouth.
Yeah, I think it'd be okay.
Color easy.
Never want to breathe in, though.
I'm not sure. Just something that's real dark with a lot of... You want that glow to be as even as possible, more than you want the roll to be even.
And the excessive amount of blowing, is that like how thin you create it? Is it crack easier if you try to go too fast with it?
If you tried to move it when it was cooling, I could imagine that it would go.
No, I mean like when you're blowing the bubble larger.
Mm-hmm.
Will that make it too thin, too fast to crack
It can get thinner, As you blow into it, whatever is up is going to thin out. So if you're rotating while you're blowing into it, the thin spot is constantly moving and evenly thin out.
And if you blow too hard, it will pop. So glass particles everywhere.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Glass balloon.
But mainly when it's liquidy hot, once it hardens, you're not going to blow on bottom.
Yeah.
But while it's in a liquid state and you blow through it,
But they can literally make like a balloon that will pop eventually. That's
It
insane.
goes, they say that's what's terrible to breathe in. Right?
Yeah.
Bubble trash.
Awful.
Never
Don't
want
breathe this.
Give
bubble
you
trash, that's
fibrosis of the lungs, just like insulation or anything else.
Oh, it's fiberglass.
And what are you doing now?
I'm superheating one spot to
Reduced
get ready
oxygen
to pop
intake,
a hole on
scarring
the
of the
side.
lungs. Basically, what it is you're breathing in little glass particles, so it's putting little slits on your lungs and scar tissue that no longer absorbs oxygen in the correct way anymore.
Golly.
So you definitely want to make sure that you're not
blow
inhaling
it
a bunch of glass particles.
At the same time that you have it over the heat?
Yes, you can. You actually want to make sure that when it pops all the way through, that it's close enough to the flame that it fully melts in everything, and you don't form that bubble trash that he's talking about right now.
You ready for it?
Oh, it happens real soft, man.
Wait till y'all hear this noise. It's glorious. Were you ready for that? Were you ready?
Oh, that's what it is? So creates the
Wow.
hole. Oh. That's it.
So I popped two
What a
holes
G.
across from each other. And you're going to use another punny to attach this side and cut it off, and we're going to ream that hole open until it forms into a ring.
Gotcha.
That's so sick.
Yeah.
This is
yeah.
like a little bit arousing. This is like
Couldn't
kind
even
of,
get my words
this is like
out
kind of
there.
arousing.
That was entertaining and informative. All right. Do your best to punny up in the middle. If you miss, you know, you can always punny again. It is absolutely pertinent that your punnies are centered because that controls whatever rotation is going to happen on your artwork.
Glorious.
Also, remember that your flame is a tool as well. It's good to have the right size tool for the job. You would use a giant crescent wrench on a tiny little nut. So if you're doing a small operation, use a small flame.
Somebody's taught a couple classes.
30 or 40. So
Yeah, over at the shop, we do all that stuff, glass blowing supply, classes, all that stuff. And Pogo was in charge of running the classes for a while. So.
oh yeah, and still do off and on.
Full glass supply too, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Do you see a lot of repeat customers? Like, you got a good...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
All of them are pretty much repeat.
Yeah. It's hard to fade out of this.
Definitely.
Yeah, it definitely gets you.
Even when I went to the Caribbean, I was out there just to surf, and I was out there. I need this shit here. Like, what am I doing? I got it all out there. I was a lot happier after that.
You know, we get back, we got a big show going on. We got about 15 glass blowers coming into town. We got a big festival in front of the Galveston shop going on.
Golly, man.
Texas
Doing a bunch of
Biker
stuff.
Rally.
That's badass. These glasses make a giant difference.
Yeah, they do.
Hey, check it out.
They take away the
so.
solar flare from the glass so you can actually see
Oh,
what
you're
you're
right.
doing.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So I am experiencing still some wind, but it looks like this torch will cut that out better than mine was.
Definitely. Where's your wind actually coming
It was
from?
coming
Through here?
It was actually coming
This
back
way?
into this way and a little
This
bit
way?
through here.
From here, I would suggest just hanging like a entry
Or something.
entry curtain or something.
Alright, so I've removed
They might
all
want
the
you to go
ugly
get
glass
some
from
flame
that side.
retardant spray or to spray on the
I was
material.
about to ask.
or
That was my
something
next
like
question.
that.
How are you getting that
Somehow
cold?
flame retardant.
I'm
it,
going to
but-
heat up just the top of it and
As soon as I
gently
fired
raise
her
it up.
today,
Yep.
I'm like, come on, dude.
Are you still making a ring out of it?
Yes, I am.
Underneath that.
I was making more of those than anything else.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
You think I'm gonna need some
That'll be my
ventilation?
production thing.
No, I
Backer,
think you
just
got
letting
pretty
know
good
now.
airflow
Very
here.
cool.
One thing you do need to
I
be
was making
aware
a
of,
shit ton of
if any of the
rings for
glass
outside.
pops, like we were talking about earlier,
that's
and
the
you see
list
all
of
glass
stuff.
particles floating around you definitely don't want to hold
Wait,
your
are you
breath,
pushing
get
one
away from
side
that
and then the
area.
other side out?
But as far
I
as,
heated up the other side too because it was a small
metal
hole.
toxicity
And I
or
basically
anything like
used that to
you
get
got
into the
pretty good
hole and raise
airflow
it up.
through here. It's all open
What I'm
space.
pretty
You're not
much
gonna
trying to
run into any
do
problems
is
with
get a
that.
hole on each side that I can get through with this.
But normally I
and
would
then I can
suggest
start
someone
heating
that
just
hasn't
this
been
back
able
end.
to
That way when I start
Yeah.
to ream it out, this becomes the band.
That's where your new reamer comes in handy.
Dude, so amped on that thing right now. I was telling Aaron I was making a loop where there was like damn reamer, reverse tweezers, anything would make this easier. This
So then,
is
how would you
prime,
actually
though.
figure out sizes if you were doing like rings?
I have a ring mandrel, and you can get any size with this taper. If one of you guys has a ring already, like around here that you know the size of, like
Well, we have like a sizer for rings.
there you go. You can let this thing cool off and lightly put it through there to figure out where the middle of it would be, where the ring size would be, and then reheat it and adjust it to size. And
What if they still
or
seal
alternately, you can make a bunch
What
of
if they still
rings,
seal
and
them?
after you make them, put them on the sizer, and then just tag them all like
Yeah.
this is this
Yeah.
size.
I like that idea.
I did that a lot first.
$85, sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, yeah. Someone will wear
Take it
it.
or leave it. Someone will buy it.
Exactly. Eventually, someone's finger will fit it. So you just keep heating back and forth. And it definitely helps to try to ream evenly. I don't go in just one side the whole time. I try to go in both sides evenly and lean it from this way to this way, both sides evenly. Because when this thing's hot and you're pushing that molten glass around, if you push it all one way, it'll favor that way and won't look even.
Oh, okay, I get what you're talking about now.
It's growing.
Gorgeous, man.
Is it possible to snap it when using that?
Absolutely, man. You definitely want to have a light hand. The other thing is this isn't firmly welded on. It's kind of lightly welded on there. That way I can remove it easily later. So because it's such a light weld, it could break off if I'm not careful.
That's the, what do you call it, cold?
That is a cold seal.
cold
Look at
seal.
this guy teaching, dude. Yes, sir.
I was trying. He was so, interested. I figured I'd just keep talking the whole time I was making something.
Bro, the more you do that, the more it's going to help you. I found that after I taught a lot of classes.
Right?
It really helped me.
Anytime
Teaching
we're talking
always-
about what you're
yeah.
doing,
Teaching always helps.
you
me
remind
learn.
yourself.
So this ring is going to end at about a 6.5 or a 7, just because that's where my reamers ends here.
It's badass. Man. Badass. I've never seen one made like that at all.
Nice.
That's the way.
So I've just made enough of these to know that this ring's probably somewhere 5.5 or 6. Be aware, find someone who it fits. You let it cool off.
That color's unreal.
Oh my god.
It's
Oh
so
my
beautiful.
god. Dude.
Right?
Tap off your punny.
Welcome to the world of glass, dude. It's sick.
And then if you want to do a flat front, you use that mat.
You can heat it up and push
heat
it right on.
So
there.
Get
sexy.
that flat front. Or if you wanted to do
Look,
like,
look at the difference.
he was doing the dots. I would do like the dot design, heat the whole thing. Well, heat that front piece and then lightly
We'll let that cool off
put it against
and
that
figure
front
out
part,
what
right?
it looks like,
It would
who it
give
fits.
a
So
integrated.
do you want to let it cool
Which mat are you talking about?
like
this
that?
one?
Oh, no.
Or do you ever...
Okay, that's the carbon pad.
Okay, yeah, just don't touch that.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah, it would go
Do you want to let it cool like that, or is
we
it bad
had a
like
wrench.
straight?
I missed
Is
it.
that
that
just
would be
trash?
the
Deep in
thing that
water?
he would
Just
use to,
trash in
Oh,
the
okay.
water, like
Okay,
because
you
you
never like cool anything through water.
Yeah, that's
pretty much no, but you
That's like
can
fine,
if
man.
you
I
want to
didn't need
speed
that.
something
Or
up, like
you
to make
hold
something
the
cool. You
paddle
can
in
turn
your
on
hand.
just the oxygen
Like this one right
Oh,
here.
okay.
and use
Pushing
the
on
wind,
colder
yeah.
wind. Yeah, but
Oh, that's pretty
that's
cool.
going to use
That's
up more
cool.
of your
I've never thought
oxygen
of
too,
that.
though.
I was telling him about covering it in soot. What's
So-
really the deal with that?
So if you cover something in soot,
Yeah.
you can use it for a couple things. It's the annealing flame is what soot covers something,
Yeah.
and when the soot starts to burn off, you know that the glass has reached 1050 or whatever, which is right at around the stress level of boro.
Okay.
You know, so if you use a big soot making flame, excuse me, sir, so I can do the flame.
He
Oh, you're
loves
good.
Thank
it right
you.
in front of us.
Yeah. If you do want to go to an annealing flame, it'll look like that.
Yeah.
And then just work along in the back of it, allow it to cover it in soot and soak in, and just give it a real low, slow heat in the back, and that'll help settle the molecules so things are less likely to crack.
Awesome.
I tend to do that if I'm going to make a lot of products and then batch anneal at one time.
Yeah.
Like if you don't want your kiln running all day,
Right.
you can make a whole bunch of stuff. And
That's when you have them just sticking up, setting up. Yeah.
Exactly.
You do a lot of that with the wigwag sections?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. I bench cool just about every wigwag section before I assemble them.
So rad.
I'll even
Like a freaking eyeball.
I'll stack them and put them. It is so interesting that you say that.
Nasty.
I make eyeball rings.
Do you really?
That's like my main thing is eyeball rings.
Blown away.
That color's dope.
Yeah.
What is that? Multi?
I want to guess dark multi if I had to
Yeah.
from North Star. It's a very saturated black.
Oh, God.
And that's how you make a ring. As well.
What is no? I'm sorry.
Oh, dude.
I keep asking questions.
You're
I'm sorry.
supposed to.
Go
You're
for it.
supposed to.
Great.
What are
Everyone learns.
the areas for the bowls for?
So those are marble molds, man. You're gonna like if you're making a perfectly round sphere, you'll punny up to one side of it, and you'll be spinning on the edge of this. You don't really want your marble to be sitting in the marble mold. So like this isn't for making a marble that size. It's for making a larger marble that slides over the rim of that. So you use it for perfectly rounding out.
So I would hold that pony up here with the ball down and not actually allowing it to fall.
Yeah,
in.
it wouldn't be in there.
It would
It would
above
be
it.
spinning a big round gliding on
Well,
the
you'd
rim.
be turning it all around.
Yeah, you'd
using
be,
all
you'd want to be
axes.
spinning it and coming up and down while it's
You should
spinning.
turn a clear one into use that little one real quick.
Mine as well. You want to see a quick, clear
Yes.
marble?
Yes, we do.
Jeez.
Please.
Yes, we
Please.
do.
All right.